Welcome to Service Drive Revolution. You know, one of the things that I hear most often is, that won't work in my market, that won't work here, you don't understand, my people are different. None of that is true. Most of the time, whatever you think won't work in your market works just fine. I always say like, oh, customers don't want to be treated fairly in your market. Advisors don't want a pay plan that works. What doesn't work in your market? What's so different? The things that really make you successful aren't that different in your market. And I was thinking about this when I was watching something about Google and YouTube and how they use familiarity bias in their algorithm, which means like if you watch CNN, they're not going to serve up Fox. If you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, they're not going to play a New England Patriots video. So they keep you in the lane that you're in because they know people and human nature is to watch more of the same. We get in habits, we get opinionated, our political views never change. And when it comes to politics and religion, I always tell people, I'll talk about those with you, even though the best advice is usually not to talk to people about that. But I say, I'll talk to you about those things because I'm not set in my ways. You could actually change my mind. What's dangerous is if you talk to somebody about politics or religion and they only have one view and they don't care about anybody else's view, they don't want to discuss things, they don't want to be open to new ideas because they're just locked into this one thing. That's the worst kind of person to talk about because most of the time they're moronic and they really don't have a wide view of experience. They're just locked into one thing because that's how they were raised or that's what they think is, you know, the best mode of thinking. So I ask you today to think about how could I get away from familiarity bias and start doing things that I've never done before, listening to opinions I've never heard before, point of views, industries, that sort of thing. Do one thing this weekend to study a different industry's pricing strategies or how they handle customer service or how they, you know, display things. Just really pay attention to some industry outside of the one we're in for ideas. That's it. Just one. Open yourself up to one new idea that you wouldn't have previously and watch what happens. It's going to spark other ideas. You're going to feel better and it'll make you more successful in the end. Now, stay tuned for a clip of next week's Service Drive Revolution. Question for all the automotive businesses. And this is one of those questions, bro. Like if you were gonna be stranded on a desert island and you could only take one CD, or like F, Marry, Kill.
Right.
You're like, when people do F, Marry, Kill, and you're like, but that's not a real, like, I refuse to play that game. It's not a real thing.
Right.
And I refuse to pick like the best quarterback of all time or whatever. It's like
Joe Montana. I'm sorry. I had to throw it in there.
Yeah, Tom Brady never happened. But I mean, it's all subjective. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's
back
ask the
to
question. Let's see what the
Chris
question
Holm. Chris Holm. So his first name's Chris. His second name is Chris Holm.
Croissant. Like croissant?
Nothing.
Croissant.
Man. Okay, start again. Question for the automotive business. Weird too to say automotive business. It's the automotive industry. If you had to choose, would you pick washing customers' cars, picking them up, or dropping off service? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Now is that
5 question marks.
3 options?
F, Marry, Kill, Mario.
I get it.
F, Marry, Kill.
I'm trying to give him something to go back with, but
Here's the thing, Chris Holm. It's not reality, bro. You can do it all and more. Listen to the podcast with Brian Benstock. Our industry's changing. What do customers want? Why can't we do it all? You know customers will pay more for better service, right? I mean, if you're just, if it's just about price, it's a chase to the bottom, but we can charge a fair amount and offer customers what they want. So it's funny too, like, this is how ass backwards our industry is. Chris Holm. Ask the customers this, not us. What do the customers want? Don't ask a couple of tequila drinking fools here.
Cheers.
We want to give the customers what they want. We don't want to be right.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be right. I don't want to guess wrong.
I mean, ultimately,
I want customers happy.
we've given them a little something. They want to have a connection and be dealt by a professional at the end of the day.
Yeah, but a lot of people want their car picked up. They want it washed. It's not that hard to facilitate all that.
Right.